Welcome to Hundreds and Thousands, the podcast where we go from un petit désordre to les grands désordres. Today we get to talk about
That is not the introduction we talked about.
Nope. I was freeballing, and it worked. I took a risk, it paid off.
Today, we get to talk about me.
Thank God.
Are you gonna be okay?
Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm honestly shaking in my boots, quivering with anticipation. Let's do it.
Maybe you could talk for a sec while I eat my cookie.
Are you kidding me? I feel like I do the brunt work. It's time for you to tell us about you.
Work? You love talking. You are such a yapper. Don't make it sound like I forced you
She
to.
even yaps in her sleep. The girl can't shut up. Whatever. So, Michaela, would you like to tell us about your recent situationship that isn't really that, but is a little?
I would love to.
Cool.
I just say no. Podcast is over.
Things are coming.
Met this man on Hinge, of course.
Of course.
As one does when they're single and old.
Yep, and it's 2024, so there's no other options really, because people don't approach in public. At least in North America.
That's true. So we went on a date. We went to this really cute bar. It was so loud, though, that I could hardly hear this man. But it was a really good date.
Does
it
he
was,
talk quiet?
Silly and fun. No.
Okay.
It was just really, really loud, and I'm hard of hearing, I think.
Yeah, because you're old.
Exactly. You get it. Girls who get it, get it. But it was, fun and silly, and I liked it because we didn't talk about anything, too serious, which was
I love not taking things seriously. That's why we're drawn to fuckboys. And then we're like, oh, why does it always happen to us? And it's like, oh, it's because that's what we want.
It's because we put ourselves in that position.
Yeah. Guys are like, oh, I don't want to talk about anything serious. I'm like, oh, that's so hot. Me either. And then 4 months later, we're like, but what are we?
It just feels so stuffy on a first date to be like, what are your goals? What are you looking for? You don't even know if I like you yet.
It's totally. And then it's kind of like a little bit of a spiral, because it just keeps going that way then.
Yeah.
Every time you see them, it's fun and lighthearted because it feels stuffy. And then you get to the point where it's a couple months in and it's like, oh, now it's too late for me to ask you about your recent ex because now it feels serious.
Something like this happened to you, maybe?
Nah.
Okay.
I just meant in general for other women, probably. I'm just an empath, so.
An empath.
So you were on this date.
Yeah,
He was a lot
good.
of fun.
Yeah. And,
His nickname is
the Rugby Boy.
the Rugby Boy.
Because he's a rugby boy.
We love rugby boys.
I do.
Yeah.
I love a good rugby boy.
It's a hot sport.
Those thighs.
Oh. And so it's, for the record, I think that we can both agree that rugby is the hottest sport.
Absolutely, hands down.
Second hottest sport?
Footy.
Okay.
Third. Aussie rules football. Third? Maybe
I'm going to go ahead and say hockey.
Hockey?
Lacrosse boys are kind of ugly. I'm going to say hockey.
Okay.
Hockey is pretty good. And then from there, I kind of feel like they're all pretty... Oh, baseball. I love baseball boys.
I don't, but I like soccer boys.
Soccer boys are okay. I feel like they can tie for the whatever spot is next.
Yeah, numbers.
Lowest, worst sports for a man to play,
Cricket.
in my opinion. Cricket. Fuck cricket. That is an unathletic sport, in my opinion.
Let's get
Golf
too crazy on here.
Golf is meh. Volleyball is fine. I feel apathetic towards
I like volleyball.
It's fun. I feel like you have to be comfortable in your sexuality to say you're a volleyball boy.
I disagree. I think that volleyball is a hot sport because they're normally tall.
Oh, it is a hot sport, but I just feel like the really masculine guys that I know don't play volleyball. They play the contact-y sports. It's kind of like soccer. Shorter boys tend to play soccer more than tall boys. There's just some stereotypes that are true.
Yeah, because you don't need height for soccer.
Exactly, you just need speed. And a lot of tall guys aren't that fast.
Which is weird because their legs are so long.
Yeah, but a lot of tall guys are sleepy. I don't know. Anyways, so rugby player, hot. What does he do?
He's a social worker.
Ish. He's in school.
He's on his last practicum.
Okay.
Ends in like a month, so he's basically a social worker.
Yeah, he's a social worker.
Amy loves telling people that they're not really their job.
That's not true. She's just saying that because of a disagreement from the other day. Whatever. She went on
our date. Get out of here.
Sorry. I'll just shut up.
On our date, we were like really jokey, fun. He like dared me to chug the rest of my beer, and we raced to chug our beer.
That's honestly so fun.
And then there's always that moment where like the server comes around and was like, "Oh, how you guys doing? Do you want a second?" So that happened, and then we had a second beer, and Amanda was up the street having a date with, what's his nickname?
The sugar daddy?
Ah, right. The sugar daddy. So you'll hear about that one later.
Maybe. If we didn't already talk about it. I don't remember.
I don't know either.
It's a blur.
Go listen to all of the podcasts.
And then maybe you'll find it, maybe you won't.
Sorry, Amy's taking really cute selfies. I got distracted. Am I allowed to call you Amy?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have for our whole friendship, so why not continue?
Where was I? Sorry, I'm really sick and also maybe slightly concussed.
We went on a boat.
Oh. Huh?
We went on a boat yesterday, got a little tipsy, went tubing, bumped heads, looked hot.
Lots of blood everywhere.
Got super tan. Anyway.
Good time. Can you please help me?
Yeah.
What was I talking about?
So basically...
Oh yeah, Amy was on a date up the street. So then we met up after and got to meet each other's dates, which was kind of fun and cute.
It was fun and cute.
So then, the next time I was in town, I saw this boy again. It was fun. It was fine. But then he started really being a fuckboy.
Which is too bad because when I met him, I was like, wow, this guy is so fun. He's quirky, he's silly, like playfully makes fun of Em, and he made fun of me a bit, which was fun. He just gave
playful and silly, which I like. I love silly.
We love that, and that's why we love fuckboys, because that's a lot of fuckboy energy. Like, that was my football player, that's your rugby guy. Like,
for sure.
It's the vibe.
Maybe it's sports boys.
Fun football, rugby. No, just fun fuckboys.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the vibe.
That's the vibe.
Which is, you know what? I'll take it. Over serious golf boys, I'll take it.
Golf is such a weird sport to be obsessed with.
It's fine. Like, it's okay.
Just tell me you want to go tan at the beach. That's fine. All you want to do is stand in the sun. Me too. Don't make me go do it in clothes.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're like, ooh, what a beautiful day for golf.
I like being on the golf course.
Oh.
But it's just because I like to be outside. I'd be just as happy at the beach doing something.
So
I'd be happier playing volleyball. So would all these men. Anyway, so they went on a date. And then they kept, like, they went on a few dates. They texted a lot. Exchanged some nudies. Looked hot. Flirted. Really sweet. He said something that we really like. He said, you are the type of girl... You're the type of girl I could take on cute dates and fuck the brains out of. Which I love that vibe. That's exactly our vibe. That is our vibe. So, thank you for seeing us. Well, you, but you know what I mean. Yeah, we're the same. So, yeah, but then he really turned fuckboy. And then basically, like, every time that you guys had plans, he kind of tried to change it a bit. Like, he didn't want to take you out on a real date. He just wanted you to come over and have sex. But he did want you to have sleepovers. Yeah, so he gave a lot of, like, mixed signals. Like, sometimes hardcore relationship signals. And then sometimes really fuckboy energy symbols. Symbols? Signals. Signals. Whatever. We're so good at this. Yeah. It was very confusing, and then, like, didn't want to go out on dates, but then, like, would be like,
say weird things, and I'm like, was that an invitation or not?
Yeah, like, oh, my friend is doing comedy tonight
at this place. And I'd be like, oh, that sounds fun.
Should we go?
No, I didn't say should we go. I was like, oh, that sounds fun. And he's like, yeah, but it's far away. And I'm like, okay.
Weird.
Are you just telling me facts now about your friends that I have no idea who they are?
So weird.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
He was a weird dude.
And, like, trying to change plans at the last minute.
When?
There was this one time Em was visiting me, and I purposely planned a date with somebody for the same night because you had a date with the rugby boy.
Oh, he asked if another day would work for me, and I said
but the day
no.
of, he asked.
Yeah.
Which is
like
obnoxious.
Hours in advance. I know, but you're making it sound worse, I think.
I feel like it was really bad.
Well, I didn't feel like it was.
Okay.
Because then I said, no, that doesn't work. And he said, okay.
At the time, it felt more dramatic because you weren't feeling like he liked you.
Yeah.
So you didn't react like, oh, that's fine. You were like, it's so annoying. I might not even want to see him.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
that's true.
And then there was this period of time where he like barely talked to you for 2 weeks, and then now he's talking to you again and like sexting you all the time and
like
obsessed
every
with
single
you.
day. And
we don't even know what triggered that. We don't know what caused that.
Nobody knows. Men are a mystery. We should get a shirt that says that.
Yeah, we should. Men are a mystery. We should have a merch line.
Oh, is this a merch drop?
Are we
No, we're not.
Advertising our new clothing? No, we're not, because we have no fan base.
We haven't even posted yet.
Oh, here, buy our merchandise. Just do it. Just do it already.
So I'm back in town visiting Amy, and obviously I decided why not go on another date.
Why not?
And then Amy said, you really should make him take you out for a date this time. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And so I asked him, I was like, you better be taking me out first. And he just stopped. He didn't respond for an entire day.
And then what happened after he said, okay, actually, yeah, of course. Then what? We sent a picture of you on the boat?
Of us on the boat together.
And what did he say?
And then he's like, oh, are you both going to start sending me nudes now? Or nudes together? I was like, no,
gross.
Buddy, that's so gross.
Really
Not
gross.
a chance, pal. And he said, well, it was worth the shot. I'm sorry, is your Instagram more exciting than my story?
You were literally on your Instagram Snapchatting the whole time I was telling my story. But thanks. And it is more interesting.
You're the one that made me record this.
Whatever.
Whatever yourself.
So he wanted nudes of both of us, which is really not classy.
Not at all.
Pretty tacky of him. And yeah, so Rugby Boy is shockingly a disappointment.
That is shocking.
Surprisingly, the guy who plays rugby, who we know is a fuckboy, sucks.
That's crazy.
Crazy how that works. So yeah. Now, are you gonna see him again, or what are we gonna do about
tomorrow.
That? You're gonna see him. Okay. No, like that's fair. That makes sense. It only makes sense.
It only makes sense to destroy my life a little bit more.
I mean, why not? I would.
Oh, I know. I don't really have much more to say about him.
Notable about him? Oh, yeah, come on. Like, let's say notable, interesting things about him. I feel like this one's been boring. Let's talk about the weird things about him.
Like what?
He has a tattoo of bread. Why do I have have
the
more
German
info
word
of
for
him?
bread. Because I'm concussed.
Me too.
Okay.
Your head hurt my head too. Yeah, the word for bread in German is tattooed on his ass or on his thigh?
On his thigh.
Sick.
Like by his knee on the back.
Ugh. Pretty cool.
Not bad.
Does he have a tattoo on the front of his knee?
He has lots of tattoos that are weird. He has like a dinosaur skateboarding.
That is cool. The sticker tats.
Yeah.
Where is it though? Where's the dinosaur skateboarding?
I think it's on his left leg, right above his knee.
I love tattoos above the knee.
I know you do.
I'm really into that.
Yeah. I like them.
They're cool. But only when they're like a sticker tattoo, like they're on their own. Like it's something neat and silly, and then that's it.
He's got a few on his thighs.
I bet he does.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see them, unfortunately, because he was wearing pants when you guys were on your date.
There's still time.
There's still time. Lots of time. nothing genuinely liked him.
That is crazy.
Yeah, like, you actually were, like, into him. You're like, oh, like, maybe he's a fit. Like, you actually thought that maybe something would be able to happen because he was fun and flirty and, like, interesting. He did seem like a good fit for you.
Mm-hmm. I was very into me for a minute.
Yeah, and you were really into him. Like,
Yeah.
This doesn't normally happen, but Em was crying on my couch about it.
That's true.
At one point. Which, like, that...
Never again.
That never happens. She's really not that type of girl. So I kind of resent him for that. Because it sucks so much being a girl who wants to be a lover girl, but has trauma, and it's hard to open up, because it feels like it takes time to open up to actually liking a guy. And then as soon as we actually let ourselves like a guy, as soon as we feel like, okay, we have their attention enough, I feel safe enough, this feels like it's gonna be something, you open up your heart and you start letting yourself feel it, and then boom, then that's when they start sucking. And you're like, why do I do this?
And then it's always like, is it my personality now that I'm comfortable? Is it like...
Yeah, like, do you not like me? Or is it you're bored of me? Like, you'd be like this with any woman? Mm-hmm. What is it? It's so sad. It just feels like shit, honestly. It really feels like shit. Mm-hmm. And I hate that. And I don't know how to continue looking for love and continue being vulnerable, because every time that I get to that stage and I get burned, I feel like I curl up further and harden a little bit more. And and I feel like at some point, when are we just fossilized?
Right?
You know?
I agree.
And some girls are good at that. Like, some girls are good at just being delusionally in love. I say this with love, like, respectfully. I'm jealous of those girls. But some girls, you know, they could pick, like, even an awful guy and be able to love them, and then the guy be horrible, and then they are mad about it, and then they're on to the next guy, and then they're able to be open again. That's just shocking to me.
That's insane to me.
Like, it's so cool of them. It's so brave.
It's so brave.
It's so brave to put yourself out there. Like, even to go on dates with people, or even be on Hinge and actually meet with people, it's actually brave.
It is brave. I don't know how people are just like, okay, ready to get hurt again.
Yeah.
Not
it's
me,
a lot.
never again.
Yeah, but then the thing is, if you don't put yourself out there, you're for sure never going to find somebody. Because, like, hanging out in our house, like, with each other, we're not going to...
Not so bad.
No, it's great. It's great. But we're not going to find, like, a husband or a partner or whatever by just doing that. But then every time you go out, it's horrible.
It is awful.
And then you think... But the worst part is when I'm like, oh, maybe this time. That's the worst part for me. Maybe this time. I'm sure that's the worst part for everybody. Mm-hmm. Maybe this guy's different. Maybe this time he actually means it when he says that he thinks I'm the perfect combo of sexy and cute.
Or you pick up on those little things that you're like, oh, he must be better because he does this tiny little thing that no one else has done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, oh, he gets me in this way that no one did. Or
yeah. He has this energy that I haven't experienced before. Yeah. He plays rugby.
Love me a rugby player.
Love a rugby player. It's tough out there. I'm proud of you for feeling feelings. I haven't seen you that sad over a man for a long time, and I know...
And you won't ever again until the end of summer when my current fling and I
that's going to be
explode.
Rough. I wonder when that's going to end, like in September or August?
I don't know. It might be sooner.
Yeah.
He's been giving weird vibes lately.
I feel like the reason that he's been giving weird vibes for the last day and a half, which is the only time he's been giving weird vibes.
No. Even before that, like, he didn't ask me to hang out. I had to bring it up, and he was like, oh, if you are still feeling like hanging out.
But that could...
And then didn't text. He hasn't sent good morning texts.
But that could be this guy that she's seeing right now got out of a long-term relationship. She cheated on him. He just moved to where Em is for the summer. So, like, I feel like it's possible that he likes you and also is still getting over his long-term relationship that he's very fresh out of, and so is just, like, not sure what he's doing.
It's been a few months. That should be enough.
Yeah, a couple months, and then he's ready to go. Yeah. I don't know. In the last few days, like, you sent him the picture of us on the boat, or of you with the nosebleed, and you said being a boat girl isn't as easy as you'd think.
No, because we talked about how where he lives, it's like a big summery place, and girls are always on dating apps. And he made a comment about how there's so many boat girls on the dating apps who just want to be on boats, and that's why they're looking for guys. And so I sent him a funny picture of my nosebleed and in Amy's lap, like crying, and said, these Tinder girls don't know what being a real boat girl, or no,
how hard
it is to be a real boat girl or something.
Yeah, and I know that that's what you mean. But I'm just saying that to be a man receiving that, I would be like, oh, she is a boat girl too. Like, she's on there on some guy's boat doing who knows what with these guys, sending me a picture on this boat. So, like,
because I thought it was, like, cute recall to a conversation that we had. I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, so, like, obviously it's kind of, like, triggering him to be a little bit jealous. Plus his girlfriend that he recently broke up with was cheating on him. So, like, it's possible he has jealousy.
Maybe, but
so,
he's
like,
on dating apps still. No,
for sure, but that doesn't you can be on
Men
dating
are
apps.
Trash.
You can be on dating apps and see multiple people and still be jealous about one person.
That's a good point.
So
that's a very good point.
Thank you. I have a good point once in a while. Anyways, I mean, I did the same thing too. You kind of did the same thing that I did, in the sense that you sent a picture with the intention of being flirty and silly and sassy, but it came across as kind of like, I'm on a boat. I'm a boat girl too. Ha ha ha. Here I am being super hot. Yeah, so
that's so funny.
And you know what? Like, no judgment, because same. But that's potentially why he's been a little off for the last day. Is because he's wondering what you're doing on that boat.
Why didn't she send me a good morning text that morning before the photo?
Maybe he was busy. I don't know. The guys have no reason to not be good. I refuse to apologize or even try and make sense of men anymore due to them being trash.
Yeah, that's fair.
So anyway, rugby player tomorrow.
Maybe. I'm kind of not feeling his vibes.
Yeah, he's kind of giving ick. Yeah. And by kind of, I mean he's really giving ick.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind if you didn't see him, actually. I wouldn't mind if you just wrote him off. We can find a different one.
Yeah, I might have to.
So I guess we're in the market to find 2 replacements.
Well, here we go again.
Like, it's so hard. It is hard. But it's not
hard to find a subpar man.
No. Every guy that I walk by, I feel like, is an easy replacement.
You're right. We should go on a hot girl walk and find a man.
Easy. Go to Home Depot and look confused. Just kidding. I would never need to look confused there. All right. So that's a wrap, I think, unless there's any closing thoughts you'd like to say about the rugby player.
I feel like I had a lot of interesting stories of him, but I don't remember any of them.
Yeah, I think you did too. Oh, he had a piece of stale bread from the time that he went to France.
Oh, yeah, back to his bread tattoo. I was like, why do you have that? And he was like, well, I just really like bread. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then he was like, yeah, I have a baguette over there from when I lived in Germany 2 years ago. My friends and I want to take it traveling across the world.
Oh, you're so quirky and cool. Oh my god, you're so unique and different, guy. You're not like all the other guys in our city who are unique and different in vintage t-shirts. Okay. Honestly, I don't know what it is about 2024, but that just really seems like the basic version of men right now, at least in our city, is guys in vintage t-shirts with quirky tattoos. Yeah, who are really leaning into, like, being quirky and different. Like, the Zooey Deschanel of men. That's what's trending.
The Zooey Deschanel.
Yeah, they all want to be Zooey Deschanel, but guy version.
True.
It's wild. And the wildest thing is I'm so into it.
Also, the rugby player's a bad kisser. Yeah, that's so your type.
Yeah, the rugby player is a bad kisser, okay? That's such a bummer.
I know. Yeah, I probably shouldn't see him tomorrow.
Honestly, it doesn't, yeah.
Well, Thanks for coming.
So that's the end of him. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to our rambles. If there's anyone listening, so hard to say.
Thanks for liking and subscribing and telling us to make a merch line.
Oh yeah, thank you, thank you so much, everybody, for all the letters telling us how impactful our podcast is, and how it brings you so much joy, and how you just wait every week for our episodes that are posted on Sundays that you always like, subscribe, and share with all your girlfriends.
Tell us if you want a dating advice section.
That would be hilarious.
Send in your questions. We'll tell you how to fix your life.
Even better, send us in guys that you want us to date, and we'll try and find them. That would be so funny. When I said that, I mostly was meaning like, oh, like you should go for a swimmer next time, or but
specific profiles.
Yeah, like, here's Brian Kane. Can you please go out with him? Like, he lives across the world. We fly there just to ask him out. Honestly,
we should do it.
I would. I would.
If we get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do it.
That's not even anything, but yeah.
I know, but we have 0 currently.
It's true.
And I kind of want to do it.
That'd be so hilarious.
The bar low.
And hey, if a guy stumbled across this channel and he loves the manic pixie dream girl energy that we are providing and living through,
and wants to go out with us,
and you want to go out with us, one or both, just please.
We're super open to double dates too. So if you have a friend,
we're so interested in it. So we're kind of interested in anything for the story, as long as you know that you'll be on the podcast, probably.
Definitely. Well,
it depends how interesting you are. Anyway, DM us on Instagram. We are Hundreds and Thousands Podcast on Instagram, and here we are on podcasts. You found us, so I don't need to give you that info.
Good job. We're proud of you.
Okay,
Thanks for making it.
Thanks for making it. Glad to see you again, bud. Okay.
Have a great day. XOXO.
Gossip girl.